Yo, 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 what up, everybody? Welcome back to the This Ain't No Flophouse podcast. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but there was no better person to do the podcast with than Average Sniper. So, you know, thank you to Average for joining us again. I think this is our third one. Okay, so yeah, I mean, so we're gonna be talking on a few things today. We're gonna be talking about our top five. We're gonna rank our top five battle royales. We're gonna rank our top five Call of Duties, our top three battlefields. And the reason why I'm doing top three battlefields is just because Battlefield doesn't come out with the game every year, so there's no need to like do top five because there might only be like five decent titles out of there. And then we'll talk about COD cheating and yeah, and that should conclude it. But before we get started, Average, how you doing? Any
Oh,
life updates?
doing great, man. Thanks for asking. No major life updates since the last time we spoke. I still do YouTube. I still work in IT, and I still have a big focus on health and fitness. So same old, same old.
Anything new with the fitness? Like any gains that you got? Like you've been like what are you trying to like what are your goals with that right now?
No, pretty much the same. My goals are just to find ways to stay healthy and stay young as I age. I don't want to get lethargic and end up one of those people in their 40s who's like, oh, I can't do anything because I'm in my 40s and I'm fat and lazy and sit on the couch and all my bones ache and my muscle. No, I want to be that guy out there. I don't necessarily have to be putting the 20-year-olds to shame, but it's okay if I do,
But
is
you
what I'm
are.
saying.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm the guy that you just talked about. I'm the guy that whose
No,
bones
no,
are
you're
aching.
not even close to that. There are some people that just totally give up. That's what when I talk about health and fitness, I want to be able to keep moving and doing the things that I love without anything physically like holding me back. The mental stuff can hold me back, just not the physical stuff.
Right. So before we get into it, y'all, Average came up to visit me for my birthday. So thank you again, Average, for that. That was
Oh
a
yeah, it
lot of
was
fun.
fun.
It was 2 days, two full. Was no, it wasn't 2 full days. Well,
It was like
basically, you got it
two and a
early.
half days.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, and then I flew out on Sunday.
Right. Um, and speaking on the workouts, we went and worked out the day that we threw the party for my birthday, and it was a leg workout. Um, First of all, I gotta say, y'all, Average is a beast. Okay, like in the cool thing about him was like he was like do your own workout at your own pace. Like we're gonna do the same workout, but you don't have to do what I do, and there's no way I could do what he does. And which is
You
something that I
wait,
need
you
to focus
realize
on.
I was toning it down because I had stitches in my back, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, even though it was like toned down, like it was like
You
I was
liked it.
just in there like, yeah, it was a great workout. I had done some like workouts that I've seen people do, but I had never done myself. So for Average to put me through that was good because it actually like literally after we got done doing that workout for the next day, I felt stronger than I've ever felt before.
Oh
Like
no way.
and but after the first like 48 hours, I think it was like so we worked out on a Saturday. He left on Sunday morning, and I felt fine. But come Monday, when it was time to go to work, I was in so much pain I couldn't even
I didn't
walk.
know that.
I was
I
in
didn't even
so
know
much
that.
pain.
I
I
had
was,
no idea. When
yeah,
I asked you about it, you played it off. You're like, I was a little sore. I was like, oh, beast, beast.
yeah,
The last person I put through that workout asked me a couple days later if they should go to the hospital because they were so sore.
yeah. And I'm sure they did a lot more weight than than what I did.
No
Um.
less.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was. I had to stretch like thoroughly every single day for like a week to like but it like I said, it also made me feel really strong. So thank you for putting me through that workout.
The real question is, have you done it again?
I have. Yeah. Yeah. I actually do those was it Bulgarian or something like that?
Bulgarian split squats.
Yeah, like I've been doing those a lot more lately. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm getting the form down a lot better and uh yeah, I'm starting to feel good. So
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, so average, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start it off strong and let's rank. I know that there's not too many battle royales out there that are like that you've played or even I played, because there hasn't been really anything out there to like really like dive into. But what are your top 5 battle royale games that you've played, starting from 5 down to 1?
Well, up until now, like up until this past year, I've pretty much played them all. I haven't switched over. Like I know you switched over to Warzone and made that like your primary game. Um, and I think the only time I did that is when it first came out. Maybe for about 4 or 5 months, I was on Warzone, but that was when it was had a lot more cheaters, I think, than it even has now, because they didn't have any anti-cheat at all. At least they have an anti-cheat now, but that was my reason for leaving that. And I didn't like the argument about crossplay and about what's more OP, keyboard and mouse or controller with aim assist. It just got tiring, talking about it all the time and dealing with it. And every time you die, it's like, oh, did I die because the guy is good, or because he had aim assist, or because he's an expert mouse user, or is he cheating? Like, I was like, dude, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm just going to go back to PUBG, where everybody's on PC, and if somebody's cheating, you pretty much know they're cheating.
Right.
But that was my big problem with Warzone, is that I could not tell who was legit and who was cheating. Mm-hmm. It didn't make sense. But to answer your question, top 5 battle royales, starting with like the worst. I don't even know if I have 5. But if I want, is there any stipulation for like how long they were out or how much I played them?
No, it's just like how good you felt that the game was, even if it didn't last long.
Okay. So I'm typing them on my screen right now just to make sure I have them. That was a really good one. I'm looking at these. Okay, so probably going to hate me for some of these, but probably the worst battle royale. Super People. Oh, I did not enjoy that one very much. I personally felt that it was just straight up copy and paste of PUBG, and they add superpowers in. And in my opinion, it was just PUBG was already losing players, and nobody wanted a copy of it anyway, even if there was like a unique twist put on it. So Super People is probably my least favorite. And then Ring of Elysium, which I actually enjoyed Ring of Elysium, but there was something about it that just didn't feel right, which is why I'm putting it as like my 4th choice.
Okay.
Then H1Z1, King of the Kill. Fucking awesome. I played it on PC before it was on console. It was my first battle royale. Mm-hmm. Not my favorite, but it got me into battle royale. It took me, when I started playing it, it had already been out for a couple years, so people were absolute beasts. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get a win for like, I think I quit after I got my first win because PUBG was coming out, and I was like, I'm done. I got it. It's like 7 or 8 months before I could get a win. The game was really hard. Mm-hmm. But if you got good at it, it was very unique. One of the original battle royales came off the Arma mod, I think, just like PUBG did.
Yep.
Or maybe it didn't. Maybe that was just PUBG. I don't know. Anyway, so Super People the worst, Ring of Elysium second worst, H1Z1 is my 3rd choice. I like that. And then my 4th choice would be Warzone. I did enjoy Warzone, and I think it's a good battle royale. I just think they need to take care of their community more, same as PUBG, and do more about the cheating and the issue with crossplay. And then, of course, my favorite is obviously PUBG. I think everybody knows that. Something about PUBG just feels nice and smooth, but same complaints with that. I think the developers are just letting the game go, not taking care of people that are cheating, letting people that have high ranks and spend a lot of money not get banned. I don't think there's some mass conspiracy theory. I think it's just from like a common sense point of view from a company. They don't want to ban their biggest spenders because they might be cheating, even when it's obvious, but right. I don't like that. I feel like they only care about the people that spend a lot of money, but they're a company, a corporation. So I guess that makes sense. So right. Super People, Ring of Elysium, H1Z1, Warzone, and PUBG. Honorable mention, Apex Legends. That was fun for about a month or two.
Too. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm going to give my top 5, but I'm going to do my honorable mentions first. Um, I'm gonna do. So let's say this will be like. Do you remember Mini Royale?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mini Royale, I
Is
thought
that the
that
one
that
with like the
was.
toy soldiers?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that that one was like. It actually played pretty smooth. It was pretty dope.
It was short lived though. You played it for like a month, right?
Yeah, I mean, they still have like they're still like gaining a following in their, um, like they'll do like weekend tests and stuff like that. So it's taken a while, but there's only 3 developers. I think they've done a great job for the most part. I think it lacks customization, which is a big part of keeping player base involved. Which I could care less as long as the game plays well. But I think like more people are so used to the customization of like the skins and stuff like that. So I think that that's the problem with that game. Another one I would have to say is H1Z1 for me.
Oh yeah,
H1Z1.
the PlayStation one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you, I
You
played
know
it on
that
PC.
PlayStation one was really different than the PC one.
Yeah,
Very different.
and that's what I liked about it because I know in the PC one there was crafting, and I didn't like the crafting part at all.
Yeah.
So, having to craft bandages and all that type of stuff, I thought it was just too much.
Yeah, and that was huge on PC. That's the main thing that made that game different, majorly different between the console and the PC version. Unlike PUBG, where the console and PC version are almost identical, except they tried to make the console version more recoil friendly for controllers.
Right.
But yeah, that was fun when we played H1Z1 for like a month or two when it was on
Yeah.
console.
Yeah.
It's too bad it died because I could really see myself switching back and forth, like 1 week playing PUBG and 1 week playing H1Z1. But H1Z1 is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally dead. It's gone. I think they shut the servers down, actually.
I think if one game could make another game based off of the previous one, I think H1Z1 could do it.
Yeah.
But to get into my top 5, I'm gonna have to put Fortnite.
Oh, those
at 5.
were just honorable mentions.
Yeah, those are just
Okay.
honorable mentions. Yep. So Fortnite, I'm gonna put at 5. I think Fortnite's a great game. I think that they do the best at optimization and cross-platform play. But then again, I do know that there's cheaters in every game, but I know that there are cheaters in Fortnite as well.
Well, how much Fortnite have you played? Because the only reason I didn't mention it is, one, I forgot that it even existed, and two, I have not really played it enough to have much of an opinion on it, other than knowing how popular it is.
I mean, me and Jeezy, and like Evil German, like we played it for like a good like month straight. Like we had a good time with it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I played it twice in my whole life. Like once in the beta, and then once when they did the no building event.
Yep.
And that was it.
And I think that it's a great game. I just think that I don't know if this is just me, but you might feel the same way. But I feel like the bullet velocity in that game is so bad.
It's like
you
throwing
can see,
rocks.
yeah, like you can see the bullet travel across the screen. Like you shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but that's part of the cartooniness of it.
Yeah, I get that, but it's just like I don't know, like if I'm hitting people. It's I don't know. I think it could be a lot better. But then number 4, I got Firestorm. I thought Firestorm was a lot of fun for the time that it was out.
I forgot about that one too, but because it's dead.
Yeah, and I'm just going strictly off of like how
The enjoyment.
how I enjoyed the game. I'm gonna have to put Warzone at 3.
Okay.
Even though I
That's
play it a
surprising.
lot.
But you've been
and-
playing PUBG lately, right?
right. And number 2 is going to be
Super People.
PUBG.
Oh shit! Super People's gonna be number 1. Holy
And Super People's gonna be number 1. Look.
The opposite.
The total opposite from yours. I know. So Super People to me was a more updated version of PUBG, and that's what I've been waiting for. Like even like when I play with like Jeezy loved it too because it was a faster paced PUBG, and that's what we are looking for. And so like to play that game, even when it had the abilities, it was just a unique dynamic to the game. as well as like the faster movements, being able to run and heal at the same time, being able to bring a teammate back by reviving them as long as it's within the
I know
five
you loved
minutes.
it. That's why I was like, ooh, when I put this as my worst one, he's gonna be pissed.
No, I'm not bad at all, but I loved it. I really did. I love that game.
I
So,
know.
yep.
I the only reason I felt a little bit disappointed when it died is because I know how much you liked it. I know you weren't playing it at the time, but when I saw the news that they were shutting the servers down because they didn't have enough players,
Yeah.
I was like, this is totally an I told you so moment, but I'm not going to do it because he loved that game so much. How many times did I
You
say this
did.
isn't going to last?
You
I
did.
called it.
You did. You
Yeah,
did.
dude.
And like I don't know what made the game fail. Because it was like I think actually like the European countries had like a large player base, but there
Because
was
the
no
European already
focus.
has they still like PUBG instead of Fortnite and Warzone in Europe.
Okay. But
But I know why you liked it so much because you were really good
I
at
was
it.
good at it. I was really
I
good at
would
it.
watch you play, like I would tune into your stream and just be lurking, and your shots were like on point. I was like, damn, like he's better than me at this game. And I'm not saying I'm like the most awesome gamer ever, but I was like, it was clear to me that compared to PUBG, your Super People gameplay was like on another level. And I'm like, he's good at this game. He's going to really like it. And it's going to suck when they turn it off.
I know, and like the reason why I feel like I was better at that game is because it it was PUBG, but it also felt like a game, right? So like I could jump
Yeah.
and aim down sights at the same time.
It wasn't so serious. It
Right.
was more Warzone like, and I think because you were already really good at Warzone and used to playing that, the combination of mechanics of Warzone and PUBG kind of coming together was like the perfect for you. You just boom. I remember I was playing with you a couple times and I died and I'd be spectating you and you would just laser motherfuckers and I'm like, damn, he's good at this game.
I remember you saying like you're really good at this game, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn, thanks, man. That means a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, and you use the powers too. I'd always be forgetting like what I had and like the ultimate and everything, and I'm like, damn, this is too much for me to remember. You'd be like, kill like 5 people. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I even bought like a whole new mouse just for that game. Like,
Oh, dude, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
See, you need a battle royale that's like, I don't know, some kind of like cross between one of those games where everybody has a different role, like there's the berserker, the healer, like the fucking wizard.
no, I actually don't. I actually,
Really?
yeah, no, I actually would rather have a PUBG style game without any abilities, but just it still know that it's a video game. Like I want to be able
So
to
just
jump and
like
shoot, and
more less simulator, more video game,
yeah,
but not as jumpy and twitchy as like Warzone.
right, right.
Okay.
Like I don't
So
want
like so basically
movements to
like
be
super people
abused.
without the superpowers.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got you.
And I think like maybe that's where they went wrong. I don't know, but um, okay. So let's go into the top 5 COD games in our opinions. I know that
That
you're
is
a big COD
That's
guy.
real easy. You can literally just start at Modern Warfare 2 and count the 5 that were released after that. And those are the best Call of Duty games. That was the era.
Well,
MW2,
yeah.
Black Ops, MW3, what Black Ops 2, and then was it Advanced Warfare after
It
that?
was Advanced Warfare after
Cancel
that.
that. Just start at the first Modern Warfare then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, so that is that your list? Because
Yeah, I mean, my favorite was Black Ops 2.
mine too.
I love the original Black Ops. A lot of people won't say that. A lot of people think the original Black Ops was like a flop. I loved it. I know lifed that one. I know lifed every call. That was the only game I played. Um, that was the only game I played and made content for was Call of Duty. So I was all over the new ones. But I started with MW2. I didn't play COD 4, the
Okay.
original Modern Warfare. So, but I played the shit out of Advanced Warfare too.
Me too.
But that was kind of the one that made me quit. That's when I switched to Battlefield Hardline.
That's exactly what I switched to Battlefield Hardline.
I guess that's the old guys just couldn't handle the bunny hopping. No, that's not true. Nobody could because they never did that again. They did like wall running and stuff, but they never just let people bunny hop the whole time. That was ridiculous. I was
That
like,
was
what are they doing?
yeah. Well, actually, it was jetpacks. It was like you could jump and then you could boost over.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
call it bunny hopping because
Okay.
that's what everybody was doing. They were
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
fucking jetpacking and bunny hopping all over the place.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Um, if I'm gonna rank mine, I'm gonna have to say that I'm pretty much almost exactly what you said, but I'm gonna say
Oh wait, it was Ghosts. Sorry to interrupt. It was Ghosts that came out before Advanced
Ghosted.
Warfare.
Yeah.
That was a good one. A lot of people didn't like it.
I
But I
didn't like
liked
it.
it.
I think I would like it more now, but at the time I didn't like it.
Oh, people went back to it when Advanced Warfare came out, I think, and then they started liking it. They're like, "Wait, this is better."
Right. I think the time to kill was just way too fast in Ghost.
Yeah, but they always did that. The time to kill in the Infinity Ward ones was always quicker than the Treyarch ones.
Yeah, that's true.
But I was a sniper, so I didn't give a shit about time to kill. I only quick scoped and sniped. That was every loadout was like a sniper shotty. That's all I did.
Okay.
I was a fan of the one-shot kill weapons. I couldn't care less about the time to kill on SMGs and assault rifles because I never used them. In fact, I went to 15th prestige in Advanced Warfare without using any secondary. No pistol, no shotgun. All sniper kills and melee kills.
Dang.
And then they added 15 more prestiges, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out.
I remember me and one of my buddies that I had worked with, his name was Big Heads Poppin'. Hopefully, if he's watching, what's up, Big Heads?
We ain't live, are we?
No.
Oh, okay.
But we both went to go get the PS4, like at the midnight release or whatever, and then we both got Call of Duty Ghosts. Went home, played it for like 3 hours, and then had to get up for work at the same time or whatever. And we both came to work and we're like, I don't know if I like Ghosts, man. And actually, we both bought, because he played Battlefield. So Battlefield 3, I want to say, came out at the same time.
It might have been 4. Battlefield 4 was 2013, I think.
Okay, then it was Battlefield 4, yeah.
Oh, it might have been. No, wait. Maybe 2011, 2012-ish. Somewhere around there.
Battlefield 3 was 2011, 2012. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think it was Battlefield 4.
13.
But I didn't even open up Battlefield 4. I just played Call of Duty, but then I ended up just going back to play Black Ops 2.
That's because for us Call of Duty players, Battlefield, well, for us hardcore Call of Duty players, Battlefield was just our backup game for when we got too pissed at Call of Duty.
Right.
I'll try this shit.
Yeah. So yeah, 5, I'm gonna put Modern Warfare 2, the 2009 version. Number 4 is gonna be Modern Warfare 2007, the original. Modern Warfare 3, 2011, and then number 2 is gonna be Black Ops 1. Number 1's hands down Black Ops 2 is the greatest Call of Duty game ever made.
Yeah,
maybe even the greatest game ever made. I don't know.
Yeah. I would love to relive those days. I only remember the good parts. I choose not to remember all the Xboxes I kicked and broke because I would rage.
You were raging
at Call of Duty, dude. I think I broke 2 or 3 Xboxes and immediately went to Walmart and just like bought a new one. I don't know why I did that. I would get so mad. I'm like, it's fucking Call of Duty, and then I would just kick my Xbox and I'm like, shit, I broke it.
And see, back then it wasn't cross-platform, right?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
So I was playing on PlayStation.
That's only the past couple years games have been being. That's a pretty new thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Black Ops 2. I never raged like that. But
I had a problem. I raged a lot.
I had
to control my temper.
So many hours. And then my boy Matt, you had talked to him a lot on my birthday. He was like ridiculous at Black Ops 2. Like he was putting up like nuke numbers like all the time. Like he was really
Did you drop nukes a lot?
I think I got 1 nuke ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then there was a bunch of other games where I was like, I would be like 40, like 2 and like 2, but I ended up dying on like my 23rd kill or something like that, you know?
Gotcha.
So
I think Ghost was the hardest one to drop nukes in because it had to be 30 gun kills.
yeah.
I think I only got like 2 nukes in all of Ghost's sniping, of course.
Yeah, so because did you play hardcore then? Because wasn't that what everybody did? Because the time to kill was so fast anyway that they just played hardcore.
I never did. I don't know what everybody else did.
Okay.
I just played normal.
All right, let's just segue into Battlefield since we're talking a little bit about Battlefield. Top 3 Battlefield games, in your opinion.
Well, honorable mention Battlefield 3. I didn't play it that much, but I know it was like it's widely regarded as like one of the best.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that is my honorable mention. Battlefield 4 was my personal favorite. Battlefield Hardline was the first Battlefield I ever played. I'm gonna put that as my second favorite.
Okay.
And then of course, definitely Battlefield 1.
Okay.
But, and I know Battlefield 1's going to be your top, right?
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see.
I started losing interest in Battlefield around Battlefield 1 time because PUBG came out.
Okay.
And I was just obsessed with the whole battle royale. So, yeah, those are my top 3. Battlefield 4, Hardline, and Battlefield 1.
Okay. All right. Well, mine, I'm gonna have to like my honorable mention 3 as well. I didn't get to play 3 until when was it? I ended up buying it to do like throwback days, you know, for like throwback Thursdays. So I actually didn't play it until like 2018 or something like that.
Wow.
And,
yeah, that's way after it came out.
Right. So I actually thought it was pretty dang good. It was pretty good. I didn't play it that much, but from what I did play, it was very solid, but I can't put it in my top 3 because I didn't play it enough. But my number 3 is going to be Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1, I think there was no game that was so satisfying with sniping than Battlefield 1. Like, I didn't start sniping in video games until Battlefield 1.
What did they call it? The sweet spot or something where you could get the one-shot kill. Every gun had like a different sweet spot. And if you hit them, what was it? Like the SLME or something was one of my favorite snipers. I think that's what the Smiley.
Yeah.
If you hit them from like 75 to 100 meters with like an upper chest shot, it was just a one-hit kill.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that was a great mechanic because Battlefield never really believed in the one-shot sniper kills, which is why I always liked Call of Duty more.
Okay.
Battlefield only believed in the one-shot head kills.
Okay.
Which I understand, but Battlefield 1 introduced the one-shot chest kills with the sweet spot mechanic. And I was like, oh, yeah. So I feel you on that. I really got in.
I mean, just hearing the ting, like when you hit him in the head and you just get and then you see the kill feed pop up, it's just like, it was nothing better than that. I also like, I played that a lot with Lala. She was really good at that game. Actually, she was good at every game that she played, but
yeah, I played with you and her a couple times.
Yeah. It was just that game had like restored my love for gaming. I think I had stopped for a little bit and then that came out, so that was fun.
Yeah, that was before we knew each other because we met each other in PUBG.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Number 2 is going to be Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 was just so good. Just like the guns, it wasn't like what was the year base that it was supposed to be in? Like 20
It's supposed to be modern times.
Or
was it 20? Future? I thought it was supposed to be modern times.
It might have been modern. It might have been, but it was in the 2000. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know the backstory, but it never struck me as like a futuristic game.
Yeah. That was just, I actually didn't appreciate it until after, like I said, Call of Duty kind of took a dive.
Same. I didn't appreciate Battlefield 4 until after Call of Duty and Hardline. I had played so much Hardline, I was like, I want to check out a different Battlefield. And Battlefield 4 was still massively popular.
Yeah.
And I started playing it. I was like, oh my God, this is like awesome.
And that's
I
the
played
thing.
the shit out of it. I got to max rank and then started another account and tried to get that one to max rank.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think we did the exact same thing. So Hardline's my number one favorite of all time because I played that the most. Also, I really enjoyed the player skins that they gave you, you know? Like that was the first game that like gave you like, well, maybe they took it from H1Z1. I don't know, but like you could have like a bunny head and then like, you know, like or
like the robber masks.
Yeah, the robber mask. Yep. And then like the gun skins were like really, really good. I really enjoyed the gun skins on there. So I had played Hardline a bunch because I was done with Call of Duty. But then I was like, all right, let me give Hardline a break. But what am I going to play? So then that's when I actually dove into Battlefield 4. And I was like, damn, this is really good. And like, it was like after like one of those, it was like one of those China, one of those battle pack or the map packs that came out. Like that's when I started playing it. When
I remember the China one.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
So yeah, that I actually think that if Battlefield did a battle royale, it should be after Hardline. It should be like in a Hardline like type of
like an urban cops and robbers type of thing.
Yeah.
It's one of the main reasons people didn't like Hardline is because it strayed away from the military aspect and did police versus bad guys.
Yeah.
Which didn't really make much sense. But I could care less about the backstory. I love the gunplay.
Yeah. I remember I actually remember seeing your videos before we even met. Like I would be watching.
Oh, that's when my channel took off is Hardline. I had like a couple thousand subscribers when I started playing Hardline. And then I started making how to snipe in Battlefield Hardline videos, and my subscriber count went up like past 20,000. That was like when my channel first started its momentum.
Okay. Yeah, it was weird because they had like, it was almost like Battlefield Hardline had its own separate community than the other Battlefields.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a bunch of people that just like Battlefield Hardline, and so like they would. Once they found a creator that they really liked, I mean, they would just like come back to keep watching them. I remember there's a dude that I watched. His name was like Muscuddy Reed. And I started watching his videos, and he's actually the reason why I started making content. And I actually started making content with Hardline videos first, I want to say.
I used to watch a guy named One Cheesy Mofo.
One Cheesy Mofo, yeah, yeah. He actually he would play with Spiros.
And then there was Frankie on PC and 1080p. He did a lot of DayZ stuff.
Okay,
and
then I don't know that person.
Trying to remember the other one, I forget. There was a lot of Battlefield guys. Level Cap. Yep.
Everybody thinks that you and Level Cap sounded like. Actually,
I've heard that a lot. He's got his He's all I thought I had like a kind of baby voice, but he really has like a baby, like a soothing. I don't mean baby. I mean like a soothing type of voice, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I rage too much.
Yeah. Yeah. One Cheesy Mofo. He was pretty funny, you know? He was pretty funny, and hilarious. he made great content. So,
you know what? Off subject.
Yeah.
Pausing from the main topic, I got to tell you what happened on my stream today. I know you were there for part of it, so I don't know if you saw this part or not.
Okay.
But it was epic. So you know the museum on Erangel that I like to land at?
Yep.
I landed there, and I had a really good shoot pool. There was a guy behind me, but he knew I was going to get a gun first, so he just landed on the roof.
Okay.
He was just going to – you can't get to him when they land on the roof, you know? So he was going to wait for me to finish looting and leave. So I decided I'm going to take all the ammo away from here. So I spent like 10 minutes getting all the ammo, running it outside and dropping it and coming back and getting all the ammo. I even got in a fight with another guy that pulled up and took all the ammo out of his box and ran away with it.
Would you like dump it
This
in the
guy's on
bushes
the
or
roof the
something, or
whole
what?
time. What?
Did you just like dump it in the bushes or what? Like
I
how
would
did?
just when I ran out of space, I would just jump over the wall and just drag it out into the ground. I'm like, he's not going to get to it anyway.
Yeah.
And I know he was still up there, but I even started doubting myself because we're going on like 10 plus minutes of me doing this. The zone starts coming. So I'm like, all right, I took all the ammo away. So I put my gun on my back and I started to run away. Right. And as I'm leaving the compound, I free look behind me so he can't see that I'm looking. And
Yeah.
there goes a parachute opening from the so I turn around and go back to the wall. And sure enough, this douche is running around looking for ammo. I can't fucking find any. And I just shred him. And then I go up to his box, and sure enough, he's got a gun and zero. I made a video about it. It's coming out tomorrow. Well, it'll be in the past by the time people
Right.
see this. But dude, it made me laugh so
You know, you be doing some
hard.
funny ass shit, and it be some like real dick moves, but it's like so funny.
But it worked.
I don't. It's like I don't even think of the stuff that you think about until after you you show it. It's just funny. Like
I was
who
like,
thinks
I'm gonna
about doing
take
that?
all the ammo, so this guy cannot. If he's gonna camp up here the whole time, I'm just gonna take all the ammo. It was so funny, dude.
Oh man, that's funny.
It was so funny. Anyway, sorry. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah,
that is one of the main reasons I still enjoy PUBG is because stuff like that can still happen
for sure.
You know?
I mean, when you find ways to like enjoy the game within the game, like I could see like why you play it and why you continue to play it or whatever. And I enjoy playing it lately too. So I just haven't been able to game lately because of COVID and all that.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I'm just like super fatigued all the time, man. Like I have no energy to do anything.
The after effects of it.
Yeah, I mean, this was much worse than the first time. Like I did not feel like this the first time that I got COVID.
Oh man, I hear all these stories about how crazy sick people get from it, and I remember when I had it, and it was like I didn't even know that's what it was until the doctor told me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm fine. I feel like I have a cold. I had a fever for one night, and it was hard to sleep because I had chills, fever chills. I didn't once even cross and this was in like 21, like when it's still considered like the height of it. Everybody was talking about it and getting it.
Right.
And for some reason, my brain, I didn't even equate fever equals COVID, like I didn't even think about it. And then I woke up the next morning feeling like I broke the fever in the night at some point. Woke up and like my bed was soaked with sweat. But after that, I was fine. The next 2 weeks, I just felt a little like very minor, like I had a cold type of symptoms, like and it surprises me because some people, that's their story. They're like, oh, I got it and whatever, didn't feel like anything. I've had colds worse than that. And other people are like, oh, it took me out, like can't do anything, could barely breathe. I'm like, oh boy, I hope I never get it that bad, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if like I don't know, obviously everybody's different, so I mean I don't know.
And there's different variants too.
Right. But like you being in such good shape, it probably helped. And as much as you work out, like you were probably working out through it, which was probably helping it like pass before it actually even
when
started.
I knew that that's what I had, I took a break from the gym, because I didn't want to get other people sick. But when I didn't know that's what I had, I was working out, and because I didn't know I had it. But yeah, I think the immune system is incredibly important and a huge factor in how bad it is for people. Because if the immune system is working full force to fight something off for more than a day, it starts to get really bad.
Yeah. I actually went to the ER yesterday.
Dang.
Because my temperature was at 96.2, which is really low for me.
Dang.
Because like once you get into like the 95s, it's like starting to get like dangerous,
Yeah.
So I ended up going in and my temp went up and then everything was fine. But I thought I had pneumonia because my chest has been hurting real bad, my back. I felt like I could feel fluid going through like my lungs, so I didn't want to like.
Could you, or were you just freaking out?
No, I mean I felt like that. Like I like there was definitely something like fluid wise moving within. Like if I would like lean over, I could feel it, and it would be like the worst pain ever. But they said that it wasn't pneumonia, so they said everything looked good. So I don't know what the heck. They said it was the after effects of COVID, and they said everybody deals with it. So just an extra fucking medical bill, but it's you know, to ease my mind, you know.
I was gonna say, I hope you have good health insurance. Those ER visits aren't cheap.
Oh my God, I know. Okay.
You either have good health insurance or you have a bill to pay off for the next 2 years.
Or yeah, my insurance is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty good, yeah. All right, I wanted to talk about COD content creators.
Oh.
Because there was just the World Series of Warzone, right? And they did like the COD Next event and stuff like that recently. I think it was like early September. And then the World Series of Warzone, which you know what that is, right? It's just like they invite like supposedly the top players.
It's Warzone Sports, right?
Right. And so I wanted to talk about how a lot of these top content creators who put up these world record numbers and
Can I guess what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
You were gonna ask about them putting up these crazy numbers when they stream, but not in person at the tournament.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. So, and like I understand that you're not going to be putting up like if you're dealing with COD pro players at these tournaments and stuff like that, and the supposedly best players in the world, I understand you're not going to put up 50, 60 kill games, 40 kill games, but like if you are like putting up world record games at 63 and all this type of stuff, I expect you to go on to land and be able to drop 15. You know what I'm saying? Like at least 15, but these people are getting like 2 to 3 kills a game. If that, they might even get like
Shredded
5 to 6
kills they dropped or something.
Right. And they might get 5 or 6 kills for the whole tournament. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I guess there's two trains of thought on that. The first one would be comparing it to an actual sport. Like if you take a professional basketball player, peak athlete, let's just say everybody knows them, and you put them up against street ballers that aren't on that athletic level, just random people, they're probably going to put up crazy numbers playing against those people, you know, like look way better than they look on the court. Having said that, when they do play in professional games, you can still tell how good they are, even though they're going up against other professional players.
Right. Discounting
the fact that, or also keeping in mind, everybody has good games and bad games. I mean, there are record holding athletes that have had horrible fucking games, you know, that's just life and being human and how it goes. But if you look at their career as an average, it's usually pretty amazing, the numbers that they put up. And most of those numbers are against other professional athletes. So it doesn't make sense to me that in the world of esports, where cheating is so prevalent, that this is not the case. You know, why do these people that have these massively good games when they play by themselves or with their friends against random lobbies put up these crazy numbers, but in person they look like me and you playing it? You know what I mean? Just like maybe worse than me and you.
Right.
I think the mentality today is cheat, get as popular as you can until you get caught, because there's no consequences. Right. There's no arrest. There's no lawsuit. There's no worrying about losing the money that's been donated to you and the sponsorship deals. Worst case scenario, you make some big bucks, you get popular, you get caught cheating, you fade away, maybe come back in a couple years when people aren't talking about it and still have a channel that you can stream and make money on. Like,
right.
there's no consequences. So I don't know which ones are cheating and which ones aren't cheating, but I think most are to some degree, whether it's like reverse boosting to get into easy lobbies against noobs, which is cheating. I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, I don't know if it breaks the terms of service.
It does.
Okay, well then it's cheating.
Right.
It's definitely shady. Even if it wasn't breaking the terms of service, it's a shady thing to do because you're trying to make yourself look like you're good, but you're playing people that have never played the game before or that are just horrible at the game. You know.
Right.
And then all the way up to the advanced ones. Like I would say I would call soft cheating, reverse boosting, using macros and using controller mods that are not allowed. I think that would be soft cheating. And then, of course, the hard cheating, which is a higher risk of getting caught, but more of a reward if you can pull it off because it just makes you look really good. Aimbots, wall hacks, and maybe cheats that we don't even know about. And now that we're getting into a world of AI, there's probably all kinds of stuff out there people are doing. People that know what they're doing, programming AI to learn how to play the game for them. And then you have everything. It can see everybody. It can shoot everybody. You know, I think that's not so much of a problem now, but I think people are experimenting with it, you know? So yeah, I think how many times have we seen articles and stories about gamers getting caught at an esports tournament cheating, trying to stick a USB drive in the computer or download some application from their cloud? Some of them succeed and they don't get caught, but then you only hear about the ones that do get caught and their whole team gets disqualified. And like, okay, if it's happening at the highest level of gaming, it's definitely happening in the dude's bedroom where nobody can fucking see what he's doing.
Right.
Yes, they're cheating. Almost all of them are cheating. It would be rare to find a Call of Duty Warzone player that gets very popular and that's amazing at the game that is not at least reverse boosting or using a soft cheat like a controller mod or a mouse macro. I mean, I tested a mouse macro to see how easy it was to do a long time ago. I just wanted to see how easy is it for people with a gaming mouse like a Logitech to go in the software and make a macro that changes semi-auto to full auto. It took me 5 fucking minutes. No tutorials. You could just do it in the software. What do you want this button to do? Repeat click every millisecond. I was like, dude, I never used it, but I was like, dude, if I can do that in 5 minutes, imagine what people can do that spend hours and hours and days of their lives trying to, you know, make macros and cheats and stuff. Like there's so much stuff out there we don't even know about. So yeah, I think the majority of people that get popular really quick are cheating. I think I think it takes away from the legitimacy of the streamers that are not cheating. And it takes away from their audience because people are like, oh, I used to think this guy was good, but this guy over here, man.
Yeah. To speak on that, I actually think like that is a big reason why there's so many cheaters is because people know that they can't, like you and I, like we might have hit the max growth that we can hit just because we're legit players and like people see, like if this is, I guess strictly for Call of Duty, I guess, because PUBG I think has hit a max growth just because of the game is fucking 8 years old. But like Call of Duty wise, like if I were to put up a 12 kill game, I'm not going to upload that video because nobody cares about a 12 kill game. You know what I'm saying?
There's got to be something else that's attractive about it, like something that happened in the game. Nobody cares about 12 kills.
Right.
I could put up 20 kill games in Call of Duty. I mean, in PUBG, nobody would click them.
Right.
Because it's been there, done that, seen it a million times.
Yeah.
We're also so far into shooter games that I think people tend to click less on like I had a good game and more on something else that happened,
Right.
or an update or something. But for the past decade, longer, since like 2011, 2010, people have been uploading montages and gameplay and pub stomps, and like people are just over it. Like, who cares? I think most people are like, who cares how good somebody is at the game, and I picked up on that a long time ago, which is why I named myself Average Sniper, because I'm like, I'm not esports, I'm not pro. There's lots of legitimate players that are way better than me. They're just more skilled, they have more time to put into it. So why not try to appeal with my personality, instead?
Right.
And that's why I try to do funny things when I play, because for me it's not just about getting high kill games, because at the end of the day, who cares? It's about funny stuff that happens and unique stuff.
Yeah.
Like stealing all the ammo from a camper.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I did. So I don't know if you've heard of Call of Shame, but he's like
Yeah. I've watched some videos.
Yeah. He's just such, I think it's a guy. I just want to say they are like the best at like
catching people
and then like the way that they can deliver, you know what I'm saying? Like if they catch somebody and then that person says, well, this and this, they already have a counter to that.
Yeah.
Knowing, that it's like they're so like advanced. Like they're just like a step ahead of the game. Like they're like, no matter what these cheaters are doing, he or she, I think it's a he's just like above, whatever they're going to say or whatever they're going to do. So and just like, they clearly have like a funny sense of humor at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So like when they're just like editing and they're like, shut up, like if the person's talking and they're like, shut up. And then I don't know. I just think that their content is just absolutely amazing. And I'm glad that they are calling people out. Yeah.
The only person that didn't deserve to be on Call of Shame, though, was Nadia, your favorite.
I mean, I'm going to bring her up anyway. Before we get to that, yeah, so speaking of Call of Shame, shout out to Call of Shame. He is doing a great job catching cheaters, as well as like putting out great content and highlighting people that he actually highlights people that are actually doing good.
That's like, awesome.
Good, clean.
It's sad that he has to do that and the developers of the game don't.
Right. But so recently he just put out a video about Bobby Poff. I don't know if you're familiar with Bobby Poff. But Bobby Poff is a Twitch streamer. He's got about 450K followers on Twitch, 12K plus paid subs on Twitch, and over 1K paid memberships on YouTube. Okay. And he just got permabanned like 2 days ago live.
And the dude's making at least $60,000 a month.
Right.
And he's just cheating.
Right.
That's why people cheat.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And
okay, I'm going to be honest. Totally honest here. If I could guarantee that I make $50,000 a month for a year cheating and there'd be no consequences if I got caught, okay, that's a retirement. Why would I not do that? You know what I mean? Who cares about your morals? All right. You're going to make $50,000 a month. Okay. That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Unfortunately, my integrity and my morals, I would not do it even for that amount of money.
I'd do it for you.
Well, thank you. But it is a lot.
I would download the cheats on your computer. You wouldn't even know. You'd just be like, I'm a god.
I'm just so good out of nowhere.
You know what I'm saying, though? Like, morally, I can't stand cheaters, But if I can make $1 million and retire cheating for a year, why would I not?
I mean, and that's what people are thinking,
Yeah.
But I don't want to be myself, and I know that's how you feel too. I don't want to cheat my way to the top.
Oh, hell no.
I don't even want to cheat my way to the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to earn everything that I do. Like I just wasn't raised to be dishonest like that.
Yeah,
So, and I don't
me
want to
neither.
cheat people out of their money and stuff like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Um,
why I still play legit. But give me the
but
contract for $1,000,000, I'll sign. I'm over it. I'm over it. Okay.
I've done good for too long.
Yep.
Yeah. So like with these people that are, and then there's a content creator named Bams. He had over 1 million subs on YouTube. Nadia over 1 million on Twitch, I believe. And so like there's 3 of those people right there that are top as far as like growth. Like they're top 0. You know 1%. You know what I'm saying? So like you're telling me that the people that are like around them, they're not all doing it. Like, do you think there's a secret society within that COD community of cheaters?
I think it's more like an unspoken truth. Everybody knows it, but they don't want to be caught saying it or talking about it because there's so much money involved. So I think they all know that they do it.
Yeah,
And maybe the ones that are really good friends will discuss it with each other. But I do not think there's like um, an organized, like, these are the cheats we're going to use, and this is how you install them, and blah blah blah. I don't think people are signing contracts and NDAs about the cheating software, because eventually that would definitely come out. Somebody would
I
disclose it.
I actually think that there is some type
You do.
of, yeah. I think that there's um maybe somebody that makes the private cheats for these people that's undetectable, or at the
Mm.
moment maybe undetectable.
Do you think
Maybe
it's
Call of
an
Duty's catching
inside
on now.
job,
Uh,
like sanctioned by Call of
I
Duty,
think so
or a
because
rogue developer, maybe?
yeah, because how else are they? I I don't know. I don't know if necessarily COD is in on it, but I know that COD is playing their part because if they can put these people that they know are cheating on the whitelist of players, then they can bypass them in the anti cheat will just go
Yeah,
past them,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and all they care about is the money that is getting generated from these streamers pushing out their content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do think that they are having a hand in it. I don't know if they're providing the cheats for them, but I wouldn't put it past them if the money is the end goal for the company and that's what they're, if they're gonna have their hand in it in some way, like turn the blind eye to the cheaters, then why wouldn't they provide them with the cheats? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't know.
I can see that. I mean, people say that all the time about PUBG and how they whitelist cheaters and how they allow people that spend a lot of money in the game to cheat, people that have a lot of viewers. There's even a few PUBG partners that have the most suspicious streams ever, where it looks like they're just aimbotting everybody, and like, these guys are partners. Like,
Right.
this is obvious aimbots,
Yeah.
So I can see that.
I
I can.
remember when was it? It was like maybe 2 years ago when we were playing and we ran across we got killed by the dude, and then Remy came in and he was like, "Oh, that dude's he's a PUBG partner." I was like, "I don't give a fuck what he's a partner of. The
Yeah,
dude's cheating."
yeah,
Like he came right into the house and he came straight to us, and they killed us. Like,
yeah.
and then I went to his stream and I'm watching him and I'm like, because I want to see his point of view to see like maybe they just have
Maybe he
like,
saw something
yeah,
and we didn't realize we gave ourselves away.
right, and it
That
was
happens all
nothing,
the time.
right, but it was nothing like that. It was just like kind of like
Straight up, he knew
straight
where.
up straight up hacks, and I'm just in there
Yeah.
like, come on, PUBG, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like you said, it's in probably a lot of games, and
There's going to be someday. There's going to be a Netflix documentary about people that got rich from cheating in video games and never had any repercussions, and it's going to be this era because it's happening right now.
right, yeah.
What the fuck?
It's sad, man.
You know what I always say? And people have mixed opinions on this, but I'm like, dude, we can fly to the moon. We have the technology to go to other planets and satellites in our solar system, but we can't stop little Timmy from turning an aimbot on in his fucking parents' basement. What the fuck?
Right.
Why can't we stop this? We can't. We totally can
We can.
stop it, but it's
Yeah.
just video games, you know. Video
Right.
games are still just video games. Maybe someday when there's a new study or there's a new realization how important a role video games play in people's lives, their livelihood, their mental health, there'll be more of a focus on keeping cheaters away. But right now, I think video games, as far as the mainstream is concerned and the people in charge and the government, they're just still think of video games as for kids, and they could care less whether people are cheating or not, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll change in the future. That's for sure. The technology to stop cheaters can be made. There just has to be more of a focus on it.
But so here's one thing. So like, and I know we spoke on this before, but like, don't you think there should be some type of legal action when you are cheating in a video game, earning lots of money because you're making yourself seem to be better than what you are, and people are donating off of what they're seeing because they're impressed by what they see? You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point is there going to be some type of legal action done for people that are doing that? You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly that goes along the same lines of what I just said. When they realize that video games are more than just for kids, is when action is going to start to be taken. Because the only people that face legal repercussions right now are hacker groups that make lots of money. You know, what about the fucking streamers, like you just said, that are making millions of dollars and get caught cheating? Like, where's the repercussion for them? You know, oh, you got banned off Twitch. Well, enjoy the mansion you just bought on the money you stole from everybody, you know, or conned from everybody, I should say. It's like a con man. I do think there should be legal repercussions and investigations too, you know, like definitely. A lot less people would do that if they knew that they could lose it all and possibly go to jail or be in debt, you know, like, yeah.
So I watch some of these people because I just like I'll obviously, like, if Call Shane puts out a video, I'll watch it or whatever. Sometimes I'll go check out the people to see like what I see or whatever. And a lot of these people, they have these moments when they're streaming and it's very sus. Like, and I mean, like, it's happening all the time. I mean, isn't that a dead giveaway? How often do you do something in a game, in a stream, where you're like, oh, damn, I'm going to get reported? I know it happens, but like, it doesn't happen every single day.
No. I mean, it happens the more you play the game and the better you are at it, the more those moments will happen and the more chances you take. You know, you also have to add them up. Like, how many times have I tried that before it finally worked one time?
Right.
You know, 100 and it finally worked. That's not sus.
Right.
But I know what you're saying. You're getting that like 90% of the time you try it, you're hitting something crazy. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Right. Yeah, it doesn't happen that often. I mean, maybe like for me, I might do something crazy enough that I would be like, oh, I'll definitely get reported for that. Maybe like once every week or two, you know, and that's playing like almost every day.
Yeah. Yeah, like the other day when I think I texted you and I said, nice shot shooting the guy out of the boat.
Oh yeah, that was nuts.
And I was like, I'm thinking that dude, he's getting reported for that one. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's very far in you know, between like when things like that happen. I mean, you're a much better player than I am. I rarely have those moments. Like, I might have a moment where I'm like running and somebody's shooting at me and I stop and I snap on them and like, it'll be like a snipe shot from like a distance or whatever. And it's like, damn, like, okay, I might get reported for that. But like, that might be like once every like 3 weeks to a month before you see me do that again, you know? And I would like to think that my legit gameplay is comparable to what these other people would be. You know what I'm saying? Like on a level playing field. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. You've been playing the game for years, and you're not bad at it. So, I don't know. If you could, it's hard to say because so many people are cheating. Like if you could guarantee a cheater-free environment, we could really see how good people actually are versus, how it is now. I've always said that. I was like, I wonder how different it could be if a genie come out of a bottle and I could just make a wish that nobody could ever cheat in a video game again. I bet it would be real different, like all of a sudden I'd feel like, wow, I'm better at this game than I thought.
right.
But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell right now because you never know whether somebody's cheating or not. So it's hard to take your skill and compare them to other players that you don't know are playing legit or not. Having said that, there's always prodigies out there, people that are just godlike and, they can flick onto you like no problem. And I don't know. I do that stuff every now and then, but I know there's people out there that can do it a lot more often because they are simply talented. I think there's a difference between talent and skill. Some people just can naturally, like I think Shroud is one of those guys. I don't know if he's ever cheated before, but and there's lots of controversy, but he plays lots of different games and he's good at all of them.
All of them, right.
All of them. He is a naturally talented gamer, regardless of whether he's dabbled with cheats or not. The dude is a god at gaming, period, Yeah. And I'm not that good, And could I beat him in a match? Maybe once every 20 times, you know what I mean? Right. But he's going to shred me. So yeah, that's interesting. I would really, because I just call myself an average player. I'd like to know how average I really am in a world without cheaters, Am I actually like up here, or like, are these guys that I've been calling cheaters just actually like god players? And there's a lot of them,
Right.
I don't think that's the case.
Before we get out of here, I'm going to throw a crazy ranking out there. So it might take some time to think about. I don't know.
Wait, a crazy what?
Like it's a let's say it's a PUBG draft. Okay. So like you would like, this is the 4 players that you would put on your team to go up against. Like the people that you normally play with, I'm not saying like grabbing Shroud or Dr. Disrespect. Like, no, like it's like the people that you game with and I'm not saying
I play solo though. I don't really play with anybody.
I know, but you have played with some people in the past. Like who would you go, not going into a tournament. I'm just saying like this is who I want to play with that I think I get the most wins.
Out of the, okay. So you're, like when I used to do PUBG Mondays and I would have like the live stream team.
Right.
I can use people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's you and 3 other people, and you are gonna get the most wins. Like, who are you picking?
Dream team. Well, I'm gonna have you on it as my first pick.
Well, thank you.
You do mute your mic too much, though. That's a problem. Work on your communication, buddy. And then second, I'm going to pick Grumpy Joe.
Okay.
He is really good and one of the most supportive teammates I've ever had.
All right.
And then there's only room for one more. Let's see. I think I'll have to go. This is hard because people's feelings might get hurt if they watch this.
Hey, it is what it is.
I'm going to go with Seth Mabois.
Seth Mabois.
Yeah. It was between Seth Mabois, Gary, and Remy. And let me say, all 3 of them would have a place on this team, but I could only pick one. And the only reason I picked Seth over Gary and Remy is because I think Seth is better at communicating. Mm-hmm. I think he calls out his lines of sight and enemies and basically keeps me up to date with what's going on a little more than Gary and Remy did. Having said that, I would play with any of those guys again, on a regular basis for like the dream team.
Right.
But yeah, so you, Grumpy Joe, Seth Mabois. If we get these people in, and we practice 8 to 10 hours a day, we can still get killed by cheaters.
All right. All right. I'm gonna give my dream squad. All right.
PUBG?
PUBG.
Okay.
Number one's gonna be you. I think
Okay.
you're just your skill is honestly top notch. I think that your ability to stay calm is like no other.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
And you just you just understand the game more than anybody else. I think your plays are top IQ plays, and I've seen you squad wipe people like nobody else. So it's like if I'm gonna have somebody for sure, it's definitely gonna be you're gonna be my top pick.
Nice. Lots of compliments. Thank you.
My second pick is gonna have to be Jeezy. That dude is ridiculous.
Every time I watch you play, he's good at communicating too.
Yeah. And he's another calm person too, right? Like you can't have a bunch of ragers, right? I'm the rager on the squad.
Yeah.
So it's like
when you and Uno are on the same team, there's a lot of rage going
on. But yeah, Jeezy, like whether it's Call of Duty, whether it's PUBG, but we're speaking PUBG obviously, but like either any game that this dude plays, I mean, he's like legit. Like he's just straight up killer. Like there's some people out there that are just killers. That dude's a straight up killer. And then I'd have to round out the squad with Uno. Even though, like you said, we both rage, I think having two ragers and two calm people is a perfect recipe for wrecking the lobbies.
That don't even matter though, because Uno is a shooter. That dude is accurate.
Yes.
He is very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uno,
I don't think he makes the best tactical decisions, but when it comes to aiming and pulling the trigger, he'll hit like every shot. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome shot.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
I mean,
he'll squad wipe a team and then like run through a field. I'm like, what are you doing that? Worst decision ever.
Yeah, but he got that
clip. He can shoot so good. He ain't scared.
Right. No, I think Uno, whether it was Super People or PUBG, we've gotten some great games together. Actually, me and him and Super People as duos were like, I mean, we won probably 50% of our games. It was pretty insane. Yeah. So, yeah, that would be my squad. Me, you, Jeezy, and Uno. That would be fucking legit. So
too legit to quit. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if you got anything that you want to add. I mean, that's all I got for the podcast.
Well, no, I think that it was the first one we talked about, like our childhood games and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't have anything else to add. I think that was a great talk. I do want to say, actually, I guess I do have something to add on the whole conversation about cheaters. I do believe that there is a way to stop them, regardless of what people say or programmers say. I just don't think there's a big enough focus on it. And I think that video gamers have come a long way since the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, where it was just looked at as some immature hobby. Now we have people that are our age that are doctors, lawyers, and professionals coming home to play video games every day because that's what they grew up doing. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a very important part of our mental health, playing video games now, and that this cheater issue, or should I call it a cheater epidemic, should be taken more seriously by the people that are responsible for giving us a safe and fair playing environment, because these video games help people through their day-to-day life, and it sucks that we pay to play in an unfair environment. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, hopefully one day, I mean, I don't think it'll ever be like completely taken care of, but hopefully like these companies can take their game seriously and maybe spend the money for that AI anti cheat. If that can even do anything anymore, I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's taking the joy out of people's lives.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is some people's getaway from the real
Yeah.
life. So
People, and what's going to happen, if video game is their hobby or their escape, for too long people have been turning to drugs and alcohol, and we have so many other options now for mental health that can actually be helpful instead of detrimental. And I just wish that that would become more mainstream, even though it kind of is. I wish it would get to the level, where it's actually looked at as a real problem, the cheating thing,
mhm.
instead of just, oh, these kids are cheating in a video game. Who cares? It's more than that. It's more than that.
Right,
Especially now that, millions of dollars are involved. Like,
billions. You
yeah,
know,
technically, yeah.
yeah. So,
So,
all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us again, Average.
yeah,
I
thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Um, if you are new here and want to check out Average's channel, I will have that link down in the description below, as well as Jeezy's channel and Uno's channel. All great streamers. So if you want to catch out their streams, their channels, show some love, their channels will be down in the description below. I'm gonna try to get back to doing the podcast at least like I wish I could do like once a week, but I'm gonna try to do at least like once every 2 weeks or something like that. But I know it's been a while, but we're gonna get back to it because I really enjoy doing these. So make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you are new. And I will see y'all in the next This Ain't No Flophouse podcast or video or live stream. Peace.